Let me back up. So do you not recall being asked in this courtroom today, did Judge Glanville ever give to Mr. Copeland anything?
I don't recall.
So we've got another ruling. Oh, man. We've got another ruling when it comes to the entire ex parte meeting. Judge Whitaker out here putting in work and deciding what we're going to do moving forward and if there is even a case for a mistrial here. So y'all check this out. This is the state of Georgia versus Young Thug, a.k.a. Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Brian Steele. What does Judge Whitaker say? This was filed yesterday. Order regarding alleged ex parte Brady violation. We talked about what the Brady violations mean. And I can explain it for y'all a little bit later too, but I want to go ahead and get into this. Defendant Young Thug made an oral assertion on August 2nd that during the June 10th, 2024 in Chambers ex parte meeting, there was an off the record discussion amongst witnesses Lil Woody and his attorney Caleb Bumpus and prosecutor Simone Hilton, in which Lil Woody discussed the murder of Donovan Nutt Thomas and made a statement or statements inconsistent with his June 10th, 2015 statement to the police, which, if not disclosed, would constitute a Brady violation. Okay. The court heard testimony concerning that matter on August 5th, 2024 from Ms. Bumpus and Fulton County District Attorney's Office Investigator Long, who was also present during part of the June 10th, 2024 ex parte meeting. So two people who were in that meeting testified. We got to check it out here and see what went down. In case y'all don't remember, I'm not going to lie. It was rough. It was hard to watch. So here was Kayla when she got on the stand.
Prosecutor, yourself, Mr. Copeland,
Skip forward a little bit.
To disclose any of the contents of the meeting.
All right, we are not going to replow the issue of Mr. Steele being held in contempt. That is moot. So to the extent that this is going to that, move on.
Okay, that's where I was going.
All right.
Thank you. No questions.
So this is what Judge
Anybody
Whitaker is
else?
talking about in her order.
From the defense team side. Okay. Ms. Love, do you have questions for Ms. Bumpus?
A few, Judge, just a few. Thank you. Ms. Bumpus, you were asked by, I believe, Mr. Steele, whether Judge Glanville ever handed Mr. Copeland anything. Do you remember being asked that question?
No.
Okay. Do you recall telling Mr. Steele or Mr. Shard or either member of the defense team this morning that in the June 10th hearing, Judge Glanville handed you a statute on perjury?
Can you say that again?
Do you recall testifying earlier that during the June 10th hearing, Judge Glanville handed you a copy of the perjury statute?
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the question was, did he hand it to me to give to Mr. Copeland?
Do you recall testifying that Judge Glanville handed you a copy of the perjury statute? Or better yet, let me do this. Did Judge Glanville give to you a copy of the perjury statute?
And said, hand this to Mr. Copeland? Yes.
Okay. And did Judge Glanville give to you a copy of the immunity statute?
And say, hand this to Mr. Copeland? Yes.
All right. And when you responded, let me back up. So do you not recall being asked in this courtroom today, did Judge Glanville ever give to Mr. Copeland anything?
I don't recall.
Oh man, we pull it going straight to Lil Woody handbook. Okay, so here's the difference between the two testimonies. Later on, they had Officer Long come in, and here's his testimony in case y'all missed it and didn't see it.
Miss Hilton specifically requested Miss Weaver not to take those communications down, correct?
I wouldn't say she directed Miss Weaver, but she did say she wanted to talk to Miss Bumpus before we went back on the record.
She made the request, Miss
Yes.
Hilton. Okay, and that was To remain off the record was requested by Ms. Hilton and Ms. Hilton alone.
Yes.
Can I get a little clarification there? So this is after the restroom break, right? Or whatever kind of break it was?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And when Ms. Hilton said, I want to speak off the record to Ms. Bumpus for a minute, was Judge Glanville already in that room by then or not?
He had stepped in and then ended up stepping back out.
Okay. And so, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so there's the two differences between those testimonies. You got one person's probably a little unsure, not sure about what happened. Then you have another person who's up here saying, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. We went here, they did this, they entered the room, they left, went to the bathroom break. I saw this person. Yeah, that actually happened. But what also happened was this. And Judge Whitaker is looking like she's buying the story of Officer Long there. Angel, this is live. We are live. So check this out. The court heard testimony concerning the matter on August 5th, 2024 from Ms. Bumpus and Fulton County District Attorney's Office Investigator Long, who was also present during part of the June 10th ex parte meeting. And that's what y'all just saw there. The court finds that an off-the-record conversation did occur at the behest of Hilton and with the consent of Ms. Bumpus. Judge Glanville was not present for the conversation. During the conversation, Hilton advised that if Lil Woody took the stand and either pled the fifth, having been told that such a plea was no longer viable due to the grant of immunity, or claimed that he killed Donovan Thomas, aka Big Nut, as Ms. Hilton maintained that the prosecution knew this to be demonstrably untrue, the prosecution would charge him with perjury. Also, during the conversation, Lil Woody made the statement, "You don't know what I did or didn't do." And Kayla mentioned this while she was on the stand. All right. During her testimony, Kayla Bumpus claimed that Lil Woody also said he knew more about the Infinity and someone not currently on the trial. But Kayla Bumpus also testified that Lil Woody's comment, "You don't know what I did or didn't do," was the extent of his comments regarding the killing of Donovan Thomas. Kayla Bumpus claimed distinct recollections of certain portions of the June 10th, 2024 events and acknowledged lesser recollection of other details. Dang, Kayla. They're going to call me a hater, though. She also acknowledged that there were times during the in-chambers meeting when she met and conversed privately with Lil Woody. Finally, Kayla Bumpus testified that once she, Hilton, and Lil Woody completed their off-the-record conversations and were rejoined by the predecessor judge, Judge Glanville, and his court reporter, that Ms. Bumpus consciously endeavored to ensure that she immediately placed on the record everything about the substance of the off-the-record conversation. Yet Kayla Bumpus never had the record reflect that Lil Woody had allegedly just revealed to Miss Hilton that he had additional knowledge of the Infinity and a related connection to someone not currently charged. Long was present in the ex parte meeting from the time Miss Hilton and Lil Woody joined throughout the remainder of the meeting, including the off-the-record conversation. So he heard everything. Long testified that Lil Woody never said anything about an Infinity in Miss Hilton's presence and that he would have remembered such a comment because it would have been noteworthy. Okay, so again, this is why everybody was saying, "Oh, yeah, it went great." The test, no, it did not went. It did not went great. It did not go great. Okay, and Judge Whitaker is letting you know that when Kayla Bumpus got on the stand, she wasn't convincing enough. She couldn't remember things. She wasn't sure. She didn't know what happened. And then Officer Long got up there and he told exactly what happened. Even said some of the things she said in her stories that she couldn't remember were true. But the fact that he said something about an Infinity weren't true. So I don't know, unless we get Woody or Miss Hilton on the stand, because they were the only two people factored in here and they say something different. The prosecution won this one. because she said Long was present in the ex parte meeting from the time Hilton and Lil Woody joined throughout the remainder of the meeting, including for the off the record conversation. Long testified that Lil Woody never said anything about the Infinity in Hilton's presence and that he would have remembered such a comment because it would have been noteworthy. And Judge Whitaker believes Officer Long. In addition to the testimony of Kayla Bumpus and Officer Long, the court has considered Kayla Bumpus's knowledge as an attorney of her duties to her client and to the court, as well as the possibility that Kayla Bumpus, who admitted a lesser memory for certain portions of the ex parte meeting than others, may have confused her private conversations with Lil Woody and her conversations with Lil Woody that also included Miss Hilton. She said she was confused. She didn't know what happened. She didn't know if she was talking about when she was talking to Lil Woody or if she was talking about when she was talking to Woody and Miss Hilton at the same time. Not great, but we're moving past that. We're not going to beat a dead horse. I know we're going to have some people saying, I'll let it go. Okay, I'll let it go. Jeez. Regardless, the court credits the testimony of Long that Lil Woody did not, in the presence of the prosecution, either state or intimate, that he knew more about the Infinity and its connection to someone not currently on trial. So no additional Brady material was revealed in this consensual off the record meeting amongst the prosecution, Lil Woody and Lil Woody's counsel. As the court finds that as there was no Brady violation with respect to the unreported portion of the June 10th, 2024 ex parte meeting, there is no relief to be provided. So ordered this the 8th day of August 2024, Judge Paige Reese Whitaker. So, yeah, getting on the stand for Kayla was tough. We watched it, we reviewed it live, and Officer Long, once he got onto the stand, he really rose and shone, and he was consistent with his story and pointed out some of the things that were said. Judge Whitaker took both into account. She said, it doesn't look like there's any Brady, especially since after the conversation took place, Kayla didn't say, hey, by the way, I want to put on the record that Woody just said he knows something about what happened with the Infinity and a couple of other things. So again, she said she was under a lot of pressure. It was a hard situation to be in. So maybe that's why she forgot. I don't know. Y'all have to let me know what you think about this one. Did Judge Whitaker make the right decision? Whose fault is it? Is it nobody's fault? Is it Kayla's fault? Is it Officer Long's fault? Is it Woody's fault for not speaking up again? We'll see. They're not going to like this one, y'all.